Hello, people. Welcome to the Barony of Axemoor's December meeting. It is December the 5th, 2017. And like I said, welcome. We have the Baron and Baroness of the group, the Feed and Ticket. And I am now the new Seneschal. But before we start this meeting, Jill.
Yes.
We'd like to thank you for all the hard work and all the time and effort that you put in for the group. And this is our appreciation for you, and I hope you enjoy it.
That was some good misdirection.
Thank you.
It's not even a sock.
It's not even a sock.
I have no clue what the hell you're talking about, but hey.
Sorry, you're still tied. You don't get a sock yet here.
Alrighty, so
Every elf wants a
Now
sock.
she's mine.
like I said, thank you very much. It's been, I know it's not been the easiest job in the world, but we do appreciate all the effort that you put in for it. And thank you again.
Thank you all. Aww. You like me. You really like me.
Alrighty, so I guess the first order of business would be the Baron and Baroness, if y'all have anything to say.
Yeah, Rebel went off great. I mean, everybody worked really, really hard. You know, not just people in Axemoor, but people who other groups came in and jumped right in and chipped in. And Aisha had an awesome feast. Mm-hmm. And Lord Floki did really well in the tournaments. He just wasn't rich enough to buy the Toys for Tots tournament.
True story. I'm gonna go get a glass of water.
Okay.
But other than this is something going to be said over and over again, probably during the evening. Thank everybody for all the efforts. It was great. 277 people had a good time.
Probably a lot more for people who came after Troll closed. So.
Yeah, there was probably about 10 to 15 more that came after.
Yeah.
So
it was closer to 300.
Yeah.
They're like
but still awesome.
It's like 3 people at an outdoor concert. You know they're there, but you can't cut the tree down.
Yep.
Your turn. You gotta get on camera.
Just thank you everybody for pitching in and doing an awesome job. Some of the lost and found has already gone home.
Yay!
Yeah,
Other people have recognized things and it's like, oh, I know who this belongs to. And off it went.
We'll probably interject a few things during the meeting.
I do have other stuff for
It's yours.
Knights Marshal and demos.
Back to you.
Yes.
Thank everybody as autocrat of Christmas Revel. Thank you, each and every one of you, for all the hard work and time and effort you put in. It is greatly appreciated, and the event could not have been successful without each and every one of you. Like I said, I'm just a big mouse whose name is on the thing. You guys did all the work, and y'all made it a successful event. Thank y'all very much.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
I guess first order of business, Night Marshal report. Well, he's not here.
Did that turn over this month? Or?
Yep. Oh, yes. Officer turnovers. Sir Grimbald is now Night Marshal for our group. The Honorable Lord Magnus is now the group's ANS officer. And
Lil, you're free.
Your sock will be in the mail.
Your sock's in the mail.
We didn't have a rodeo sock.
but that's that thing for right now. We'll talk about other things later. So let's go to Live Weapons Marshal.
Did the report? Last before the report's been sent in on time.
Did something special happen with the Live Weapons?
I don't know.
Did we get a new marshal?
I'm thinking, we might have a new marshal. I can't remember her name. What is it? It's angry something.
Angry Bird.
Angry Rock completed her MIT. Got her Live Weapons Marshal. Congratulations.
In the mail.
It's in the mail.
Send it off to him. So.
And she did a wonderful job running the archery at Christmas Revel and Live Weapons. And,
I heard.
thanks to Eagle for all his help on that too.
Yes.
So yeah, the reports are done. Yay! Ain't got to worry about that until March.
Shetland.
I have gold key now.
Oh, I mean, yay.
We had, I would say, 4 or 5 new people at Christmas Revel. We put some of them in clothes, and some of them came pre-dressed.
Yes,
So-
we had actually close to 8 newbies come in. First events. Some of them did not stay.
We also.
I'm sorry? You're doing gold key? Yes, yes.
She's got it now.
We also had a newbie at the rent fair.
Ah, that's right, we did. We did have a newbie at the Ren Fair.
Yes, next order of business would be A&S. Well, he's not here. All right.
Yep.
He's not here, but we do what
It's a big butt, a little butt.
Little-ish, in-ish, betweenish butt.
Okay. One
But
tiny
we
butts.
have been requested to have a sewing machine workshop day on care, use, and feeding of your sewing machine.
Okay. You want
How
to do
to
that?
use.
You want to do that at Jill's on the 30th of December? Because we're already planning on going there on the 30th of December.
Do you need extra sewing machines for that? We have this many.
I mean,
Well, I
Maybe-
was gonna get with Bethany because there's gonna be more people and
oh, okay.
lots
Maybe do it at the school.
at the school.
Okay.
But I need to see what her schedule is gonna be one year.
Okay. As long as it's not the first weekend in January. I'm not available that weekend. I'm very busy.
First weekend of January, that's the 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no.
not. I'm very busy. I'm very busy.
Yes, yes, you are.
It will be sometime in December or January.
A&S sewing machine to take care of feeding and spank your sewing machine. It's being naughty.
Yeah.
Let me know. I've got the room. I'm happy to host.
I was gonna talk to Bethany about using a classroom.
Oh,
Because
okay.
everybody would have a table.
Table
enough
and everything,
space to
yeah,
spread out,
that would
'cause
be
we'll
better.
Combine it with the
Yeah.
sewing machine, an outlet, and a T-tunic class.
Perfect.
Basic class for garb construction for both boards.
That's great.
So I just need to get with her, and you're not available the first week of January.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's Sally on 12th night and come
And Bethany's not gonna be available for the 13th, which is Meridian's 40th, because we're gonna go to that.
Doesn't happen on the 20th.
Oh, no.
20th works for me.
Okay.
So the 20th for the,
Possible date.
okay, well,
We're gonna see.
Alrighty, so anything else? Okay, guess we go to the exchequer. She's not here right now.
no.
Right now.
She has not been warranted yet. However, Emma is on her way. She had to work, and it's a 2.5-hour drive to here, so she's running late. I forgot the thing out in my car, so I'll go get it and interject in a little bit. But we deposited the cash and checks from Revel, and I will get you those numbers as soon as I can get with both of my ladies and figure out if how we made out. But like I was saying, Betty, Maymuna, right? Yeah, okay. Maymuna, will be taking over as exchequer as soon as she's warranted. So, just to let y'all know that, Emma will be stepping down. She did a good run, but she's exhausted like the rest of us.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long way.
Yeah, and it's a very long way for her. So yeah, it works out for the best. But I'll get you those numbers later on in the meeting. I am sorry, I was not prepared for that.
It's okay, we'll just take these back.
You better hang on to your sock.
I know, I want to keep my sock.
I have no clue.
I sent District a little summary of the revenue.
Yes,
I could probably find it on.
I remember it was over $5,000,
It was over 5,000.
but that's before all the expenses were taken out.
Right,
Yeah, gross. Just taken, not net.
Actually, I had printed it out, but I know it's gonna sound weird, but my dog ate it. She actually did eat it.
You need to give that baby some fiber.
He did.
So cute.
I actually have a cat age paper.
Huh?
Is it so huskies grow on trees?
Well, she despises pine cones. They're like her mortal enemy. Alrighty, chronicler.
Huh?
It's your turn.
Chronicler.
Oh, The BT will be a little bit late this week. Kind of because of Revel, just saying. Have your reports to me no later than Friday. Your articles, etc. Emails on the website. That's it.
Alrighty, Harold and not Harold.
Yeah. So this will be a long one. So the Herald stuff. There were 4 consults and 4 consults for names. 3 of the 4 are ready for submission. 2 device consults. Those are both ready for submission. Awards-wise, Baron Duffy at Lochba got the Lochba Sentinel Hurler Champion. Ren Fair Demo, the Order of the Gull went to Lady Cordelia Sharp. Pearls from the Cornets went to Gidney, Loki, and Roki. Then at Rebel we had Children's Court, where Sadie got a thank you token for being a chivalrous inspiration. Guinevere won the Youth Combat. Cheyenne of Axemoor won Baronial Shearling, or was awarded Baronial Shearling, as were Dakota and Sierra of Axemoor. Bran of Axemoor was given a Pearl, and Nicholas Claus, aka Papa Noel, received a Citizen of Axemoor. During Baronial Court, Loki was given had won the Baronial Bardic Champion, and Sigurd came and won Baronial ANS. Loki won the Newbie Heavy Tournament. Morgan Wormgeist, Newbie Rapier. Oleg the Quiet won Archery. Wolfram Forrester, Live Weapon, and Sebastian de Martinez de Lion won the Toys for Tots Heavy. Loki Hamelson awarded Order of the Axe and Pillar of Axemoor. Keita Foxdaughter awarded Order of the Axe. Memuna, Order of the Axe, Sebastian Martinez de Leon. Order of the Axe, Cordelia Sharp, Pillar of Axemoor. Adam Goodwine, Citizen of Axemoor. Esperanza de Navarre, Citizen of Axemoor. Royal Court, Mistress Martha took Loki as an apprentice. No scrolls were given, but silver rams received by Siobhan, Cordelia, and Tegan. And that Abel received the Sable Huntsman, and Shalver, Vet's daughter, received an AOA. A lot happened.
A lot happened.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby, but you missed one.
What did I miss?
Children's Court. Cheyenne the Destroyer, Cheyenne of Axemoor,
Cheyenne, she
got
did.
the Kingdom Lamb.
She did.
You
They
were
didn't have that one listed. I will write that in.
That's okay, baby.
Didn't Dakota and Sierra get those too?
They did.
No. Only one kingdom, only one lamb was
No, there
given.
was 2 lambs issued, but it wasn't. One was ours, and one was
Somebody else's.
Yeah, the lamb went to
No, wait,
Cheyenne.
no. Dakota
Aggregate
and
description.
Sierra did. Yeah, they get.
Yes,
it.
they did get their lambs,
Yeah.
yes.
They get their lambs too?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was only worried about one kid at that point.
Yes, they got lambs. They were completely out of lamb scrolls.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were out of some scrolls.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that means, guys. That means we can make scrolls for the kingdom.
Well,
Yay, Axemoor.
okay, the
I
thing is-
wanted
Sydney, you hear that?
From
Well,
now,
no, with the
make scrolls.
preprints, if the files are on the unofficial scribes list of Glenavon, and they do say if they print it out on cardstock, make sure it's high-grade cardstock, and you print it out on, I believe, the shiny side is what Mistress Beaumont said, because the non-shiny side absorbs the ink too well.
Okay.
There you go.
And I reiterate, yay, we can make scrolls.
I got time.
On my hands. Oh, sorry. Next would be the historian.
She's not here.
She's
Right
not here.
here. Next would be the web
She
minister.
took lots and lots of pictures, though.
Oh,
She
yeah.
did. Oh my goodness, she did. They're
I
awesome.
got her a lens, so she's not here, but if she's watching, I got her a polarized lens for her camera.
Oh.
Yay, the Lena!
You gotta be polarizing people for.
Because
It's
that
good
was
for 'em.
somewhere,
Yeah.
like
good
the
for 'em.
shininess of your bald head.
My head got powdered today for that commercial. Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm gonna be a star. Excuse me, web minister.
Okay, so I made some changes on the website recently.
Yay,
Basically
changes.
last night, at the request of the new Seneschal, which were officer updates, and let me go look at my list here, my work list. So I switched, replaced the Honorable Lady Aoife with Sir McHale. I replaced the Honorable Lord Magnus with Sir Grimbaldus for Knights Marshal. I replaced Lady Johanna with Honorable Lord Magnus as ANS officer, and I replaced Honorable Lord Eggle with the Honorable Lady Aoife as Deputy Web Minister.
Please don't forget to get your officer change reports in on the Kingdom's forms.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of changeover.
And then I also fixed the, there was a link problem. And the only thing I'm waiting for with this particular task is I'm waiting for Sir Grimbaldas to let me know what email address he wants me to forward the forwarder to.
I can get, remind me after the meeting, I can get his email address for
Okay.
you. I have it on the list.
Okay, because once I get that, then I should have everything, and I'm gonna send you an email copy of the current forwarding list, just for a double check.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your due diligence. I used a big word.
So I'm gonna start working with Aoife on website stuff.
Yay!
Very soon. We're gonna educate her.
Yay.
Please insert your sock into the slot now.
You're right.
I guess next on our list would be constable.
Like I said, I have to get the list out, but people have already contacted me about items that they've seen thanks to the pictures. The spoon belongs to someone in Morgan of Worm Guys.
Yep.
And the rapier shark mail shirt was claimed by Sir Lorik to return to his newly authorized at Revel rapier lady.
Mm.
So she had to leave unexpectedly, and I guess apparently did not stay. So he recognized it and he claimed it. So the list will go out tomorrow. That's about it.
All right, quartermaster. Well, quartermaster's not here.
I'll tell you the trailer.
Stuff's in the trailer, and trailer's in its spot.
Oh, speaking of trailer, their excellencies have graciously volunteered to have the trailer parked in their yard, which would reduce the annual cost of us having to rent that space at the U-Haul, and that would save us close to $600 a year. And if it floods, we can always move it to Dave's yard, to Bootleg's yard. So, like I said, that would save us $600 a year.
And I've got a bunch of bricks and some sand, and I'll get some sand, and we'll just make a little pad for it.
We have a trailer pad making party
And fish fry.
and archery
Arts and Sciences.
and maybe a fighting practice and arts and sciences. We're just gonna have a shindig at the excellency's house. Heck yeah!
Wear work clothes.
Alrighty.
Here's the one for the old trailer. Here's the one for the new trailer. Flappy, flappy,
Right,
flappy,
old
flappy.
on the one.
Oh, okay. You can see it by the date on it, but
Alrighty. That's that for that.
2002.
All right, the first issue of business, I guess I want to bring up the good, the bad, and the ugly of Revel.
Okay.
Eddie?
We had 377 people. I don't know, what else do you want to know?
Anything you think we can improve on? Anything?
To improve on. It's the first time you and I have worked together. It's the first time I've done troll in 6 or 8 years, and the rules have changed, and I'm in a different kingdom. So, I think I could have been better informed, or I could have pushed for more information. I think I did. I'm not beating myself up, but I think that I would have more people on staff on Saturday morning. I would have 3 people Saturday morning because of you get this continuous wave of day trippers that's really kind of overwhelming, and one person could run and ask questions while the 2 other are working, or they could manage the toys and tickets and that kind of thing. I would definitely do that.
I think the idea of doing the T for T and William Marshall tickets at the list mistress,
We used to do it that way.
and for some reason it got switched to Troll, and Troll was doing it, and I'm with Mamuna. that it does. It gets extremely confusing. It gets extremely overwhelming when you've got a line of people and they're good. Well, I've got this many, and I got, and you go in 5 different directions.
It was like that last year.
Well, the thing about it is, if we put another person up there, that would alleviate that. The problem with the problem with doing it at the list ministers is you also have to remember A&S is doing it, Archery's doing it, Live Weapons, so you're gonna have toys all over the place instead of one central
What they need
location.
to
No.
do is one table
They
set
show
up to
the
handle all
toy
that.
and then go
Yeah.
get their
If the
ticket and drop the
third
toy off.
person-
Why don't we just do what you said, had another table set up?
Tickets, that would,
Yeah.
We did
I agree with
last
that.
year.
Either that or when you get your receipt, on your receipt is written how much money your toy was. And it's easier to go, okay, I'm already writing the receipt, you've got $20 worth of toys, 20.
Well, we did that
Done.
with the first group of people that came in because we didn't have the tickets yet.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we actually wrote it down on a sheet of paper on the side, but I think writing it on their receipt would be a good idea, and that way it's better tracked.
I think if there was a third person that was just there
Oh,
for
yeah,
that, or that.
like you said,
I'm-
one
that would
separate
be-
table.
I'm all for the third person. I think that's the
Okay.
best idea.
We generally
Um,
do the third person.
Also, I'm
Short
being able
staff.
to work until midnight, close the box after midnight, and get up and get the box out of my car and open by 7 a.m. while sleeping in a cabin with babies that are crying. That just should not happen again. I should get somebody that knows how to be, maybe get and the extra. No.
You can appoint somebody.
Absolutely.
It's got to be someone that has a clue because they have to close the box. I need somebody that knows the procedure, that would know how to close the box. And in the morning, I'd get up and open the box, which would be recounting what they did. But I think I should go to bed at 10 or something.
I volunteer.
Because if I get too tired, I'm not making
Yeah.
I'm not
They
making
seem
good
to burn,
math
guys.
when I'm tired.
Right,
My
and
boss
I
just
definitely am in agreement with you, Maymuna, with the person who closes the box on Friday should not be the opening person on Saturday morning.
Cause you're gonna be late at Friday night and then, yeah.
Yeah, so,
We can't all be knucking crazy.
I think and to summarize, I should have been more aggressive about asking questions ahead of time. I needed another staff person, and I shouldn't go short of sleep. I should delegate more in advance. So that's what I would do.
Lesson learned.
Well, I think overall, I haven't done it for a while. I
think you did a bang-up
there were any
job.
shipwrecks or anything. It wasn't horrible.
No.
I think you did a bang up job, and
Just don't let Gigi handle wine and
Well, that's the other
together.
thing when I was going to slam somebody else.
No, we,
No drinking wine at Troll.
yeah,
yeah,
I don't care
there
who
always-
it is. You
Act-
don't drink at Troll.
yes, actually, that is one of the things that we've always, with the Kingdom Exchequer stuff, it says that
It's not an official
alcohol is
rule.
not advised while handling money.
It's not an official rule, but
It's
it
not-
is
it's
a
an
good rule of
unspoken-
thumb.
The whole thing about the alcohol is if you're
Strongly
drinking, you make mistakes. The money, if anything happens, it's going to be your fault because you were running
Well-
trouble. So you can get yourself in trouble. So cover your own
That
behind and not
reminded
do
me
it.
of something else I should do, is I really should.
Have your assets.
Before somebody, I would like, in an ideal world, I would like to run it just the way you do a cash register in a store. That's another reason to have the third person. Because when someone comes in to switch out, you should take out the cash to make change, and then you should take the box off with the person who's about to leave and balance that last 2 hours or whatever and count.
You're supposed to count it every 4 hours.
Right, but you should definitely count it when someone leaves.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying there.
And I think I should be very careful about telling people what information they need to write down, because I was getting a lot of empty receipts. Joe Blow gave me $20. That was nice. Was that for a member in a bunk, or was he a non-member day tripping? Give me a hint here. That's important when we start counting stuff. So, yeah, I think a little 3-minute training before somebody starts checking people in
Would
when
it-
they complain.
Okay,
Would it help if we had a pad of order slips?
Right.
And just make it policy that when you are working at Troll and you are checking people in who are paying at the door, itemize on the
I was
order
using
slip,
like,
and then give them a receipt and staple our copy of the order
I was
slip.
giving them
You
like
can get
a
receipt books that are
Walmart
itemized.
receipt book and writing it in, but if we printed a little receipt thing that has the slot, it would help.
But
At Gulf Force, we had some that were pre-printed. And we were just going through and checking boxes. I
Yeah.
don't know where they came from, but I would like those.
Yeah.
We can-
They do those.
Gulf Wars is coming, so we can ask at.
Hey, guess
That
what?
may change
In my
this year
household
when they
is the
have-
manager of Gulf Wars Troll. I think I can manage that. Think I can manage that.
We find out that would be spectacular for
Yeah.
Barony to
Because we
have.
can
Yeah.
list it
Well,
with.
I do know some things that they are now, some kingdoms are actually going to, because, well, Dex can vouch for this and y'all can vouch for this. When we trolled into BAM this year,
Yeah.
we did not give member cards. We showed them the member cards, but did not write that information down. Yeah,
Weird.
that may be something that's coming down.
That's weird.
They got our names, our SCA name and our Monday name. They looked at our cards to make sure we were members and charge us properly. But they are not writing the information down.
Yeah.
I think that may be something that Onsteor is testing as per.
Yeah, that might be Anstiora because that's.
Well, I
not
mean,
us.
each kingdom is
Testing
test
something
pilot
new.
for something.
Something
Like
new.
we were, us and 3 other kingdoms were the test pilot for PayPal to see how that went.
How did that go? Sorry. I'll stop.
Obviously, it went well because now we're using PayPal for Gulf Wars registration.
It didn't really go well the very first time, but
No, it didn't go well last year.
that was a lot of bugs in that.
And we were.
Okay.
That was
Oh, are we done?
sure.
Well, that's kind of where the new system is. I think the new system is really nice, and it's going to be great, but I think it's
Once it gets a bug out.
prohibitively buggy at this
Well,
point.
as any new system is, it's got its bugs.
Well, it's not in full operation. We were testing it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
beta testing. They waived our fees because we were testing.
Sweet. That was very nice.
Okay.
All right. Next up on the hit parade.
Next up on it's some observations I made as the autocrat. One of the things I think we need to do is whoever's autocrating, doing the reservations, doing the feastocrat, should bring a new person to have them shadow. That way it can get someone comfortable with the idea of maybe autocrating later on down the road.
I'm in favor of planned obsolescence.
So, like for instance, say I run Bogdacious, and Floki's never run an event. So I was like, Floki, guess what? You're my shadow. So he goes through with me through the process and learns. He volunteers. Hey, I want to autocrat someday. So he volunteers, and I take him through the paces as I'm doing the event, so he learns how to get more comfortable with it. But Alice decides she wants to be the feastocrat, so she works with Jill, who's feastocrat. And I'm just saying, it's not saying. But it's the point that it would help. It would help make new people comfortable, and it also give them a little bit of experience to get in there.
We already do that.
No, we didn't. We haven't done it recently, and we haven't done it in a while.
Well, nobody's also shown interest. If they would, if somebody goes, hey, I'm interested in doing an event. I've
Then-
never done it. Can I shadow?
Why don't we be
Yes.
proactive and do it instead?
Well, I'm not going to make somebody do something.
I'm not making someone, but you can ask.
Okay.
I'd say I'm going to throw somebody under the bus. John McWilliams has been like helping feastocrat places, and he's wondering, as much as anybody else, how does that happen? If you're do you have to be a
He has to
feastocrat
shadow.
at a specific location, or is you have to
No,
have
he
done it once?
just has to shadow
He
someone.
has to shadow.
He has to be like a co-feastocrat from one of our practiced feastocrats, like per se me. Let's just say me. I'm feastocrating St. Bog. If he becomes my co-feastocrat, then the next time he wants to do it, he's more than welcome to run with it himself. As
But,
long as you once are a
but
whatever.
he needs to shadow and be in several people's kitchens to learn how a feast is actually put together and out the door.
Right.
Well, he's been in 2
Yes.
so far.
He's been in more than that.
Well,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been in
as far as I know, he's
6
been in
that I
2.
can count.
Okay, well there you go.
He's been in more.
Yeah, and the fact that he did it for a living. I think
He's done a
he's.
lot up in Small Gray Bear.
Yeah, he's part of Grand Feast in Small River.
Yeah.
Throw him under the bus if he's watching.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right. We did get some complaints about some things at Camp Rokes that happened. People hiding vehicles behind buildings in the
Okay, Loki.
in the back sections of the camping area. Phil had to get them. People not using the built-in fire pits and bringing their own braziers and setting them up for their own fires. But that was rough, and the kids like throwing some of the seawall into the bay. But Papa Dex took care of that.
They handled up on them.
Yeah, and supposedly now the manager of the site, Phil, will have to wait for low tide and play with the alligators and get all the pieces of big cement back to put on the levee thing, so it doesn't float away.
I had it with me.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Okay, well, the grand total for Revel before expenses, what was made was $5,453.
Nice.
All right. I think we need parking signs that people directing people to the back areas of camping when we're using wilks. Mm-hmm. Let them know beforehand if we're using an archery range that path will be closed off at a certain area, a certain time period, so they don't get punctured with arrows. And
not to be barricaded off before archery, because we had people trying to get back to the camping spots, and somebody had already barricaded it off.
Right.
Yeah, well, we know the person who went through it. But
There
yeah.
was another path.
No.
There's
actually there is.
Yes,
we found
there
out the
is.
next
Right
morning.
by JD
Right by the
Hall.
swimming pool, JD.
Oh, yeah,
That
to get behind
bypasses
that
the
way.
archery range. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, well then one.
Yes, we took care of
And
that.
now we know. Knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Oh wait, sorry, wrong.
Make
It's
sure.
also, you can access the back cabins by the infirmary. There's a footbridge.
Yeah.
No,
Flipper,
driving,
which
we're
drive back
talking
there is what we're
driving.
talking about.
I think that's roughly it. Anyone else got anything that they saw? Well, an autocrat not try to like micromanage like nighttime entertainment when he wants to go to bed. All right, that was a good one.
I've got a co-feastercrat for St. Bob.
All right.
Lafina, Loki, wants to do it. She's throwing herself under the bus.
All right,
which
anyway-
I can have more than one co-feastercrat.
All right, anyone else have anything they want to say about Revel so we can?
How'd your range work?
Range is great. We had a ton of people.
So what was the fun shoot?
Don't have anybody named Nine Toes now, or?
Oh, thank
No
God.
injury reports. The fun shoot, we shot evil snowmen and don't shoot the goat. So
Yeah.
it was a Christmas goat. So
Yeah, now you got Marshall Warren. Don't forget,
goat.
15 days to turn in the report.
We had 23 people on the range
Awesome.
shooting
Wow.
and throwing,
Gosh.
and we had spectators outside of that, which I've never seen spectators on the range. So it was good. Her
Great.
Highness came over and threw some weapons. Yeah, it was good.
Good job. Good job.
Lots of people. Lots of new people too that had never shot
Who
before.
gets the troll sheets and the waivers?
The constable.
Who's gonna need a knee replacement?
AK the sheriff. So anyone have anything else they want to put in on Revel? Yes,
I
ma'am.
was on cleanup crew after feast, and I was in the kitchen until well after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
It would be helpful if what we did was have some sort of sign up where we have one group of people that's immediately after feast, and then another group of people an hour later comes and relieves them. Because it's exhausting
Yes.
to be in there for several hours cleaning, and it's still not done. You know?
Oh yeah,
We had
I
more to
know.
do in the morning.
It's
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
event. I wasn't in this one because I was AM and PM cooking, but
Mhm.
in Small Great Bear it was the same way, where it was myself and John and somebody else until about
And
2:30 in the
There's
morning.
only so many people that you can fit in the kitchen at one time, so you get saturation, and then everybody else disappears,
Mhm. And then you have nothing.
and you have nothing.
So should the reservations? I mean, should the feastercrat take care of that, or should there
I
just be a
think
general sign up sheet?
Maybe
Hall steward.
what we can do is get, or that's a good idea, but maybe assign somebody or designate somebody to go around an hour after feast closes to different locations and ask for people to come and relieve the kitchen cleanup crew. In an hour and a half following the end of feast, just to remind people that the
Yeah,
folks
we
have
could-
been
we
in
could-
there for a while.
yeah, we could
and
get the,
a fresh crew in there.
Hall steward to get a sign up sheet, and then maybe like a junior herald or something to run and
Try it
go.
out.
Hey, look, the fire, the Bardic Circle's over here. Go run and remind whoever signed up for after feast cleanup to please come now, or whatever.
Yeah. To do a first and second shift. Or,
Um,
That's roughly anyone else. Okay, cool beans. Let's go for the next one. We have After Revel coming up next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but weekend after next.
16th.
The 16th. We have the weekend after next.
I was just giving a date.
I will put you in the corner, young man. Young lady.
Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to like that. Never mind.
Anyway, if you can post online what you're going to be bringing for the potluck, that would be awesome. If not, we can have a sign-up sheet here. But it would be nice so we can kind of coordinate stuff. Don't say anything. Go ahead. I dare you. That's what I thought.
Is it gonna be food?
No, sir. We're going to eat garbage off the floor.
Great.
Day trip, no feast.
She's learned that.
I'm all about that, darling.
We have 2 chickens left from Revel, so they will be reheated
There you go.
for
I
that.
have a whole bunch of pies.
It will be on the 16th of December, starting at 6
And I'm
p.m.
gonna play with some of the compost, which is in the car.
We have the Dirty Santa.
The apples and pumpkin pies.
There is no price.
Holiday
There is no
cards.
price on your prizes or the gifts that you want to buy. But just remember, not everyone will be buying expensive gifts.
And if
Some
you have
people will be
kids
making gifts.
and you want to join in the kids,
We'll have a kids Dirty
Dirty
Santa
Santa.
too, and an adult Dirty Santa.
so if you have kids and your kids are coming and they want to participate, I do highly recommend buying a gift. And most of the kids are of 8-10-year-old age range. If some slightly younger, get what you can. Try to make it.
We'll be playing Pin and Tail on Gallows.
He doesn't know this yet. But
No, no,
it happened.
no.
I got some railroad spikes.
I got a hammer.
And with the foods that you do bring, please write down the ingredient list so that people with allergies are aware that they can or cannot eat certain things. I really would like to wait for the rest of the stuff for the next meeting, but we really need to talk about Go Forest Camping Committee, because Go Forest sign up has already started, and the camping committee needs to get together and start making rules and all the other good stuff.
We need to update the rules on the website.
Send me the copy.
If you can pre-reserve for golfers, do so now. It is open to Axemoor members first before we open it up to everybody else.
Already registered, pre-registered, and sent in.
And camp is going to be,
stuff.
with the amount of new members we have, it might be a little full this year.
Yeah, one thing. I talked to Adam, the Kingdom Center show, and he's supposed to be getting with me so we can get the zip codes of the areas formerly known as Northover and all the other areas, and talk to them and see if they want to be incorporated back into Axemoor. That would help increase our numbers, and I think it'd be pretty awesome if we could bring those people back into the fold.
Yeah. And the ones that still do want to play, it gives them an outlet.
Base group.
Base group, yeah. So they feel less like odd man out.
And a bunch of our newer members live over in some of those areas.
And there you go.
But anyway, the camping committee needs to get together online and discuss the rules for camping so we can have it out. Like I said, registration is open. It's open for the Barony members first, and then I guess citizens of Axemoor.
Well, Brown
Yes.
members and citizens,
Baronial members and citizens.
and then everybody else.
Yeah. And that, actually I have something for the committee for that, but when we get to that, I'll deal with that later.
And the Baronet, the exorcists we have to do a policy and procedure review sometime after Go Force.
Or before Go Force. We only got 5 months left to do it according to our P&P.
I think after Go Force would be better because right now things are getting to the grind.
I second that.
But that's my personal opinion. But you two are the
Well,
Baronets of Axemoor.
that's it. Our policy and procedure say we got to do it within a year. It's already been 6 months, so anytime.
I suggest after Go Force.
Anytime before May.
But that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, it's your choice. It's your barony. I'm just a fool that gets to talk. Alrighty.
I have the rule changes for Go Foresight. I'll have to rewrite them because they are horrendous.
I'm going to have you make the changes.
Oh, damn, that's right.
That'll be your first lesson.
Look at you go.
Crack that way.
Are you ready to speak, Emma?
Never.
That kind of party.
She snuck in on us.
These are business cards that I've had. They need to be passed on to Kit. She was the current. Oh, hello.
I changed my haircut.
Now, whenever you guys get to St. Bob, I need to mention a couple of things, but other than that,
Guess what, Emma?
There been
We're at St. Bob.
right there in St. Bob.
Wanted to see
and
We need to
Joe, pass back one.
modify the bid because of the changes with the children's
We need to get a flyer out
prices
too.
and everything. We'll be getting together with Gallus and Gita this weekend, and me, Drew, and Gallus and Gita to discuss the little blurb for the flyer, and we should have that out by Monday. God's willing. Right now, pretty much all of the volunteer positions are open. A few people have volunteered so far, like Dex is going to do some things with the children
I'll be that crap.
for combat.
Who's on crack?
My husband and I, Andrew and I. So if anybody would like to volunteer, if there's something that you'd like to do, now's the opportunity, and to do what you want to do instead of getting stuck with whatever's left over.
What site is it going to be at?
Camp Camellia.
Okay.
What's the date?
April 21st, I want to say. Because it was supposed to be the 13th and we had to move it back because of a kingdom conflict.
Yes, the 20th through 22nd. That's Easter weekend, so Kingdom got moved back a week.
Because that's coronation weekend.
Coronation, yeah.
That's Fleet Week in New Orleans.
Whoa.
The 21st?
Weekend.
Yeah, the 22nd, 21st, 22nd of April.
What's Fleet Week?
Navy's coming.
What's on the fleet? That's when he.
Massive quantities.
It seems like a good weekend to leave town.
I forgot.
Yes, it does.
The flyer should be ready by next week.
Right.
I forget what fleet, the first or
Or
sixth.
not.
Yeah, it's not
Or you're like,
Jasper.
I went to the first
You guys-
meeting, but I don't
Post that would be
remember
like,
exactly
if you
what
were
they
the
said.
Right, I
because That's
dealt
not
with
my
it.
lane.
Ain't dealt with it in 40 years, so.
So,
provide shuttles for
yeah, all I'm in charge of is fireworks.
Oh, I can have some?
No, I don't actually have the fireworks. I just shut down the river for the fireworks.
Oh.
That's my lane.
I want some.
Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah, it's, the new event, for those that have not heard of, been paying attention to Kingdom, starting in January for children under 17, site fee is free. They will have to pay for bed and feast.
Okay.
So that has to go on the new flyers.
Okay, speaking of that, be later.
Have a what?
Fees.
Huh?
Question about
I do not.
in
Yes.
general feasts,
You eat it.
travelers fair,
Are you
breakfast.
volunteering?
Well, I can find out if I have to.
In other
Okay.
baronies, shires, things
We have
like that.
ideas for the AS, but we don't
Unless
have
you buy
anybody
fees, you don't get
coordinator
Travelers
do
Fire
any, like,
breakfast.
Correct.
details or
I
anything
know
like
that we don't enforce that as far as
It's never
seat
been, we've never charged for Travelers Fair breakfast.
or breakfast. I know.
No.
No.
So
But we're nice.
what I'm wondering is if we're doing,
We adjust the fees cost.
I'm just wondering if we do the and this is a question I guess for Feastocrats
Okay.
specifically,
Go ahead.
where it's
Actually,
do we
the
take our
autocrat.
numbers for breakfast prep? This is something I got into with John. Do we take our numbers for breakfast prep off of maybe last year's day trip numbers or total
No.
It is
numbers?
generally based off of the number of bodies in beds.
Okay.
And then, as I was telling Lathina this morning, I said generally with breakfast you go by based on the number of bodies in beds. Then you kind of keep an eye out on who's coming, who's fighting, subtract your fighters, and then add about 20.
And as far as the new policy goes, whenever I've autocrated, I've never counted children in there as far as the amount of money that would be received anyway.
Right.
They were just an added bonus. So a lot of times it really won't affect your pricing because it's normally they're not considered anyway, and they're paying for a bed. So
Kind of evens itself out after you add and subtract everything. It kind of
Yeah.
if you get an event, you get 20 kids. That's actually phenomenal for an event.
How do y'all feel breakfast went at Rebel going back? Sorry.
It was pretty good.
There was
I don't know. I
enough.
didn't wake up
Was
with
it
that.
enough?
There was enough.
I know I didn't get mine delivered in bed while I was waiting for it. That's all I got.
I mean, neither did I. You know, I should have woke up and had coffee and
Not enough
breakfast.
coffee.
I wasn't on coffee, but I was checking.
Well, part of it was I couldn't find the insides to one pot to set it up the next morning for
I found
Sunday
it
morning. And then it was behind the freezer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
this is where it went, and it got knocked off and was half behind. There was this much sticking out of it.
Rolled, yeah.
I made sure that first pot was ready.
All right. Enough about coffee.
No, never enough about coffee.
It's true, there isn't.
You're trying to run my parade. This is my shindig. You need to step back.
Sorry, I'm
Well, Minister Deputy,
You was free. You
5 years ago.
take him back again.
Thank you, Doug.
My sock.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The shadowing rule, does that also apply to ANS coordinator?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Any office.
Any position,
So-
any position that is open in an
Once
event.
you get an ANS coordinator, let me know so I can shadow them.
Okay.
Yeah, it is open to anyone at any position that is running something at an event. If someone wants to shadow the nasty crap,
No,
they
what
are
I was
more than welcome
asking
to.
is that a requirement?
No, it's not a
No, it's
requirement.
not a
No, we're
requirement.
not. None of this is a
It's a
requirement.
suggestion to help improve
It's for people who want to learn how to do things.
mentoring things.
Mentoring, yes, it's a mentoring.
Get one, otherwise.
There's a paperclip I could put on your lips.
And if you get one, I'll shadow them.
Excellent.
Come on, you could ask Lillian if she could come and you could shadow her. She's done it millions of times. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't mind helping.
Lillian is not sure if she's going to be able to make it yet. It's going to be dependent on work schedule.
Then again, a lot of that is ahead of time prep, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's,
So
it's,
I could
it's
just work with
scheduling
her?
the
Yes.
classes and just.
Okay.
Basically,
It's actually easy to do.
Basically, the ANS thing is coming up with an idea of what you want to do for an ANS.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part of ANS. And the setup's kind of easy because it's kind of a
It's a
standard
good
setup.
thing the camera's not swung that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will put you
currently
two
have
outside
Tino
right now
Eagle
and
speak
spank
no
you.
evil.
Right, Dallas Junior.
5 years of running these damn things.
And you didn't lick her fingers to make her move her hand?
I did. She wiped it on my forehead.
I hang around nasty fighters all the time. I'm used to it.
We're not nasty. We clean up afterwards. Of course, I don't fight anymore.
Except when you want to give hugs to, you
See
know,
what you've been missing.
Bootleg's daughter
I was
and
just
y'all are
thinking that. I was like,
sweaty and
man, I should put a meeting
nasty.
tomorrow.
Back to it.
That was a special. Anyway, back to the meeting. That was a special Thursday.
so long.
Alrighty. Anything else about Boggs?
Not at the moment.
Alrighty. Cool beans.
Beast menu in
Talk about the
progress.
positives. Anything on the list on anything that people want to add?
Yes.
Yes.
Swamp Romp. First off, I've talked to the AutoCut for Swamp Romp, and he is looking for vendors. So we will be doing the SCA garage sale that was supposed to take place at Kingdom A&S. It didn't happen. Will be at Swamp Romp.
Yay.
So if anybody has any SCA, they want to downsize some of their stuff, they just need to make room for more, or if they have items, household items they want to just put into, we're going to be doing that.
Nice.
How are we going to do? What are we going to do with the Kingdom of the old Barony trailer? How are we going to auction it off? Have we thought about ideas for that?
No.
Open to ideas.
Craigslist.
Wait.
I mean,
We will be going as is.
Oh, I knew what I wanted to talk about.
back pages.
Oh, my word.
Another thing I want to talk about is recruitment. We really need to do some recruitment. So if anyone knows any free publications that we can advertise in that we don't have to pay money for, and not those like dirty, like college papers or anything like that.
Can we get
I cannot read that on this.
somebody
That's a
to get an
demo.
interview on WWOZ?
If we could get someone that can do it.
Most of your newspapers will allow you to advertise, or you to put on the community calendar if you're a non-profit or not-for-profit group.
I just,
Like, my God, they got a Square Dancers Club in Slidell in there, you
I know
know.
there's a,
I have a buddy-
DJ at OC, maybe I can ask her who to talk to.
See if we can get somebody in for an interview before one of our events to talk about it. And talk about what we're gonna be doing and how to join us.
Yeah, I'll ask Leslie.
Because I think that they would probably, the people who listen to OZ are probably our people anyways. At least partly.
Get celebrity Brian Hill Jr. to do a plug.
Yeah.
Another option
Yeah.
is, I was in St. Joan crew for 2 years.
They love us, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, what I found
Unfortunately,
out when
they
I went
conflict
there,
with other stuff.
I went to the after party, and I sit down beside this guy and look at his hat, and he's got pins that you can only buy at Pensick. And I say, you go to Pensick? And he goes, yeah. And I said, so why don't you play with the local SCA? And he goes, there's an SCA here. So
Oh, sweets.
I think that there are people here who have experience with the SCA and they don't know we're here.
So advertisement would help out a lot.
Right. And so we might want to contact St.
A
Joe.
demo
In fact,
request.
I think it would be cool. They give an event every year
For next Friday.
A one day that's usually at Tulane, where they have lectures and stuff on subjects that are pertinent to the time period, or skills or whatever, and it's possible we could work something out.
Okay.
We have a demo request.
Have Miss Martha talk about costume or something.
And you were saying, Adam?
This might tangent in with the demo request, but I've got a buddy of mine from the Stompers who's an anchor for one of the local news stations, and he may be a plug for us to get in and get a news crew out to a demo or something like that we're doing to generate interest, do some sort of interview and say like, hey, by the way, there's this.
That would be good for the Jefferson Parish Library demo, but this
Yeah.
is a school down by the World War II Museum
Okay.
in the quarter.
Okay. Their website's in quarter, or sorry, their news station's in the quarter on Rampart. So it might be, I think it's WWL.
But I think I get what Mr. Teagan is talking about. Her accent is talking about the library. The JP library demo is bigger and more involved, more
We have more.
with more stuff. And I think that would be a better demo to showcase than a small school one where barely anybody can show up.
But in the same.
And the news crew can't quite exactly show up with us in the school.
Yeah, because there's a whole new visual aspect on that.
With Jefferson Parish, it would also be promoting, because it kicks off the summer reading
The summer reading program.
which would encourage children and parents to get them into reading.
And I think it'd be easier for us to get permissions from JP Library than it
That's the
would.
Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, Minister.
Or the first Saturday in June. Hang on.
I mean,
What was the library,
When she-
fighter
when she
practice?
usually
it's
contacts.
not for a fighter practice or anything like that. We
What was that library?
Well, the point is, we're going to try to start having a fighter practice at least once a month in the city, not connected with the library itself, but just say fighter practice, maybe at the Fly or wherever.
Second.
This is a summary of all.
We don't know yet. We're working on that.
Yeah.
And these are the two.
I guess it'll depend, because if it's on a weekend or something like that, it may.
Conflict with an event, which is the big problem. But anyway, that's something to think about and to mull over. We can talk about it online.
Sure, yeah. Everybody's fine.
Yes.
Real quickly, just because I had to deal with it, for anybody who's, trying to think of places for the fighter practice, we cannot do Lafayette Park. They have refused to even talk to us.
Original.
Who's looking your part?
On veterans,
The one with the birds.
I-10 and vets.
Got the black swans that like to bite you.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about them.
But yeah, they have refused
They
to
have
even
changed
say
their
that.
policies
lost.
after Katrina.
You're lost.
And so do we need to talk?
There is, however, a park up in West End, the marinas, that has lots of trees and some pavilions.
Okay.
And not to mention all the parks on the lakefront.
Yeah, but it's bathroom facilities.
Okay.
There are some nearby.
Or online and.
We'll have to check
The
it
ones
out.
on the lakefront, there's like a.
We,
All right.
we were, but we were out there for a while on the lake, lakefront, but the only problem is the bathrooms were locked.
Well, anyone else have anything they want to talk about or we need to discuss or they think that would be pertinent or they can wait till next meeting?
Yes, we have a demo request for next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday,
Friday before the business, the Friday,
the
Friday,
15th.
the Friday before the.
It would be starting
the
at 8:30 in the morning and going to about 10 o'clock.
Where?
I'd be down for that.
I'll have
Down
my stuff in the
at-
truck anyways.
Huh?
I said, I'll have my stuff in the truck anyways.
Yes, it will be at the Waldorf School down by the World War II Museum.
I like the World War II Museum.
It is, he teaches the 6th and 7th grade history class. He's specifically asking for fighters with knights and heraldry. And he has questions that he would like to ask the herald, so I have put him in contact with David Thorvald. Because the questions he was asking on the heraldry was how it was back then as to how the heraldry relates to today, which Thorvald has been working on doing all of that. The teacher, to one of our former members, Gordon Griffin, known as Gordon the Red, his fighting shields hang as decoration in his classroom because Gordon was his daughter's grandfather. So we had a very nice. Gordon's been gone for about 12 years now.
I'm down to be there. My stuff's gonna be in the car. I'll be going to other events. I'm leaving
Yeah.
about noon that day.
Yeah.
So my stuff will be packed anyways. That's what is what?
12th night?
Yeah.
No,
No, that's.
Horse maiden is this weekend. This is the following.
Next weekend after there's nothing going on.
There's nothing going on.
Nothing.
Then all my stuff will probably still get.
The 15th. The 15th.
No, we're good. I'll be there.
Horse maiden.
Okay,
Yeah,
day
horse
before,
maiden's this
I'll be
weekend.
there.
Rebel.
Yeah.
Why don't you give
Day
us half a
before the
day off to
potluck
be
party.
there?
Cool. Oh. there is
Take it
one.
if I
We
want
will
it.
not be able to.
No, I'll be there. I can talk about heraldry and fight, so
Yes.
I'll double dip.
I can try to fight if I ain't hurting.
Don't
At,
hurt yourself.
The current project for the kids that they're working on this week is their own version of what a knighting ceremony and what chivalry means to them. So that is their.
Cry?
Can we slap
Are
a
we
bunch
allowed
of
to
kids?
cry?
Yeah!
Can we
Saying.
I gave him the YouTube link for Christmas Revel and told him there is a knighting ceremony in it. Some of
last
the
20 minutes.
some of the things that the meanings behind some of the customs and everything are still in use. So, and he's really excited. It's like, we do go into the schools, we do, and he's like, I knew they SCA, but I did not know if there was people still around. Yeah, it's another one of those.
And we gotta explain to them that it's buffet, not buffet. Buffet.
So when you're there, can you take pictures of
Yeah.
the equipment?
Is it
And
He's-
also, I'd be interested in getting more information for, because he's listed on our memorials page.
I can get a shield. His
Oh, the
Gordon's mother
printouts.
The gold.
has his
I'm worried
armor,
about that.
his actual armor.
His Majesty has asked Lady Rona to work on a project for Gulf Wars, since they will not
Oh,
be
yes.
horseback.
Yes.
They will be, basically leading the horses as a memorial to those that have passed in the SCA.
Yeah.
So, if you know, basically our older members, as in long-term playing members that have no members of the barony that have passed on, we can get their devices.
We've had 3. I know Gordon's was registered. I do not know if Lady Altana's.
If you would send those devices
Yes.
to me, I can get
he's
those
got-
devices. Are they all on the website?
Yes.
The two of them that I know of, that I
Yeah.
know.
So,
are
Lady
a couple of
Altana's,
names.
I don't think she had a device.
if her name had passed, we can check that into Oscar.
I'll check
And
it.
Valeria.
And they-
I'll check it.
Yeah, just
And
send it.
we
send
did
it.
Send me the
have-
names and I'll-
A youth fighter,
Nathan.
Nathan.
But he had nothing passed.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But he is
Put
remembered.
his picture on there.
He is remembered and he is loved.
Yes, he is.
Frida. And Frida.
Frida. All right, and can I just,
Okay.
let's go.
Moving
Alrighty,
on.
moving on. Does anyone have anything else to discuss?
Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah.
I guess not. So going once, going twice, going 3 times, means we close. We're
I will
done.
put this out